Shigeru Miyamoto hates Donkey Kong? Nah. But, sadly, maybe. I've deduced. I'm gonna sound like conspiracy theorist, like, oh my god, they didn't land on the moon, but no. Here I'm gonna be talking about Shigeru Miyamoto hates Donkey Kong. Well, not really, but it's a strong word. It catches people's eye, hate. Anyway. It's my marketing idea. Anyway, now, you're asking, who is Shigeru Miyamoto? But with a lot of video game fans and gamers would know him as the godfather of modern gaming as we know it today. Shigeru Miyamoto joined Nintendo in 1977, and in 1981 he was asked to redesign an arcade game which they were having trouble with, and he redesigned it from the ground up. He did it all himself, he did all the work, and that arcade game that we know it today is Donkey Kong. Or, lately people probably seen the documentary Donkey Kong Fistful of Quarters, and that's a great documentary about a guy trying to get the world record of Donkey Kong, because it is known infamously for being incredibly hard and unforgiving. I've played it myself, and I pulled my hair out at some points. It's really hardcore, and I can understand, you're gonna pump in a lot of quarters back in the day when playing that. Now, Shigeru Miyamoto, he created the Nintendo universe that we know today, the Mario, the Donkey Kong, the Zelda. He didn't create Kirby, but he produced it. Such other things as, he's done other things with Pikmin of today, many other things. We know him today. He is the face of Nintendo, well, the financial face of Nintendo, and the whole making and innovating of modern gaming. But it's come to my attention that the past couple years we haven't got any quote-unquote good Donkey Kong games, because last good Donkey Kong game I remember is maybe Donkey Kong 64. And that I probably didn't like most of. A lot of flaws, some flaws to it. I'll do a review of it someday, when I get around to it. It was just, I thought it was overly tedious at some points. And Donkey Kong didn't control it. You'd think Donkey Kong would. You'd think a big agile ape. But I thought he was sluggish, he didn't jump high enough. Just a lot of things overall I didn't agree with. But we're not going to be talking about that game today. We're going to be talking about the overall franchise and the neglect of it. I gotta say, Donkey Kong is probably my favorite video game character of all time. I relate to him the most. I'm a big burly ape that likes to have a laid-back attitude to most things. I have a nephew. I call him my little monkey. As you probably know, the Donkey Kong fans, that Donkey Kong's nephew is Diddy. It's a big extended family, which I can't relate to. But overall, let's start with the beginning of the change of Donkey Kong. In 1994, Rare produced and made Donkey Kong Country, which is probably considered one of the most revolutionary games on the Super Nintendo, because it pushed the hardware really hard. The graphical implements, as it were. It used 32-bit graphics on a 16-bit system. It used pre-rendered graphics that made it look beautiful. It's a gorgeous-looking game. It made Sega look like child's play. It just like, whoosh, take that. Take that and your blast processing. And we had two other games that followed up: Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong Conquest, and Dixie Kong's Double Trouble, which a lot of people gave it shit for, but it's still a good game. I like it. But going back, Donkey Kong Country, is that Shigeru Miyamoto has this infamous quote, which was, let me check it up here. Nintendo producer Shigeru Miyamoto criticized Donkey Kong Country, stating that Donkey Kong Country proves that players will only put up with metacore gameplay as long as the art is good. Miyamoto later apologizing, saying that he had been harsh due to the presuming he, at the time, making Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, similar to Donkey Kong Country. So, a lot of people wasn't a big fan of Yoshi's Island, so they didn't like the art in that, the whole pastel chalk look, which I liked. It was really give it an innocent tone, which, it's Baby Mario. It should have an innocent tone. We haven't got a good game since, Donkey Kong hasn't been in Mario Party games since Mario Party 4, and we're on to 8 now. It's ridiculous. And he's always been in the kart games. He was Donkey Kong Jr. Okay, that's a history lesson here. Donkey Kong, way back in 1981, the original encounter, he's Cranky Kong now. He's grown old, and Donkey Kong Jr. of Donkey Kong Jr. is Donkey Kong now. And, they grown up, and he had another son, the original Donkey Kong, Cranky Kong, Funky Kong, and that is Donkey Kong's brother. Lots of Kongs, I know. And, he had a son, Diddy Kong, so that'd make Donkey Kong's nephew is Diddy. So that's the family right there. Then we have, not relatives, but, like, neighbors, like Dixie Kong's little sister's Tiny, and Kitty Kong's, older brother is Chunky, and Lanky Kong is probably some hermit. A lot of Kongs, I know. But I'd like to see a revitalization of the Donkey Kong series. I know we gotten side series with the rhythm games. Not crazy about. I don't like music games in general. It's like, if you can do it in real life, why would you do it in a video game? That's a whole other beef I have with sport games as well. I would like to see a reiteration of Donkey Kong Country with a 4-player like we have on the Wii. There's been rumors of one. I hope it is. Like Donkey Kong Country, you got like 4 players. You got Donkey, Diddy, Dixie, and Kitty. Not like two, not yellow monkey, blue monkey, as we got in Super Mario Wii. Personally, I thought in that Mario game they should have like Wario and Waluigi, or even like Princess Daisy and someone else, maybe Birdo. But or how about just Red Toad and Princess Daisy? You could not just have like 2 generic characters that we know from as Blue Toad as Smart Toad and Yellow Toad as Sleepy Toad, But you'd probably know that from Super Mario Galaxy, which I might do a review later down on the road. That was just my thoughts. I just hope Donkey Kong has a revitalization. I love him a lot. I just hope he has a boost of life, comes back, and yeah. Because I love the guy. I love the Big Ape. I love the TV show. My favorite quote, "Banana Slamma." I always thought he sounded like Michael Jackson. He had really soft voice, which didn't make sense for a Big Ape. And they always had 2 songs in each episode. Anyway, may the force of evil become confused on your way to your house. Bye. Banana Slamma. Okay. Ooh, banana.